An inquiry into the fine print of the Voice to Parliament referendum has continued its hearings in Orange today. It's the first of several hearings in different parts of the country, with others set for Cairns on Wednesday, Perth later in the month, and one more in Canberra before reporting back to the government after the budget in May. One of the 13 members on that committee is the Liberal Senator Andrew Bragg. He joins me now. Thanks for your time, Senator Bragg. What did we hear out of the committee today?
Today we've been in Orange and there's been a number of local Aboriginal people talk about the lack of cohesion, which can often occur on the ground in terms of how these groups and individuals work with government. And so the main takeaway for me today was we could do a much better job in engaging with Indigenous people on the ground through a network of local and regional voices, but of course also in the form of a national voice.
How did you feel last week about Julie and Lisa resigning from Shadow Cabinet?
As someone who has supported this concept for a long time, chiefly because I believe that Indigenous Australians in the main will support and could benefit from new institutions, I thought that it would help the referendum be successful, because I believe that you probably need about 25% of Liberal national voters to support this for it to be successful.
Was it your understanding out of the party room that the party room was not supporting a national voice when you left the party room?
Look, I think there's been some confusion over that, which has been cleared up. But the point is that Julie and Lisa will be a strong advocate for a successful referendum. And I do not believe that it's in this country's interest to have a defeated referendum on reconciliation. I think that would be a huge setback for our country. And just because the process has been poor to date in some elements, that's not a good enough reason to support a no vote.
But are you being disloyal to your leader, Peter Dutton, you and Julie and Lisa, in saying that?
Well, I don't think you're being disloyal if you're having upfront conversations with people about issues which are of moral value to you as an individual. Now, I've supported this agenda for many years for the reasons I've just outlined, and we have a tradition in our party of allowing people to speak to their own conscience.
So you'll be supporting the Yes campaign. I take it you'll be voting yes. I assume you'll be campaigning for yes. Is that all fair?
I don't want to see the referendum lost, but I want to try and improve the wording, and I want to work with everyone in Parliament to try and get the best possible set of words that is going to maximise the chances of success. And that's why I'm investing time in this committee process.
Sure. And what sort of words do you want to see change?
One of the reasons that referendums can be lost is because people feel there might be a risk to the country or a risk to their own situation. And there has been a set of risks outlined in relation to representations that could be made to the executive. Now, I've been careful not to take a strong position on that, but I would prefer that the Voice is a strong institution, but it is an institution that is not going to cause major discombobulation to the rest of the institutional framework. And I think you've heard evidence at the committee that there are risks here with the wording that has been put forward, and I would prefer that we have a set of words which does not risk the institutional framework in any way.
But Peter Dutton doesn't want a national voice at all, does he? Regardless of the words. So the way you view this really puts you at odds with the leader. It sets back your career probably, doesn't it?
But I mean, you've got to look at these substantive issues with your own conscience. And I have been a long-term supporter of this position. This is no surprise to anyone that there are people inside the Liberal Party that support the push for new institutions for Indigenous people.
And if this gets up, do you think Peter Dutton's leadership survives?
But it's not my job to be a commentator on the day-to-day political issues. I mean, you've asked me about a policy issue. I think that the Voice has always been a good concept. And now what we're trying to do is fashion the best possible set of words that is acceptable to the community including the Indigenous community, and can be successful at the referendum. That's the focus of this committee's undertaking.
But to sum up your position, it sounds like you desperately want the words changed, but if they're not changed, you'll still be campaigning for yes. Is that fair?
Like many of the other constitutional conservatives, like Lisa and Craven and some of the others, we don't want to see the referendum lost. So that's our starting point. But we want to try and get the best possible set of words, yes.
Andrew Bragg, thanks so much for your time.